Hello all. Today we are going to start the DBMS lab. This lab is all about to maintain the database in the software or computer. In the database lab, we are having different type of languages. To deal with the database, we need to have a particular type of language that is known as database language. So database languages are used to read, update, store data in the database. There are several such languages that can be used for this purpose. One of them is SQL. The SQL is also known as structured query language. So in the database, we are having four different types of categories for SQL language. The first is data definition language, that is known as DDL. Second is data control language, that is known as DCL. Third is data manipulation language, that is known as DML. And the last one is uh, the last one is transaction control language, that is known as TCL. Somewhere, sometimes TCL is also included in the DML language. Starting from the DDL, so DDL is used for specifying the database schema. It is used for creating tables, schema, indexes, constraints, etc. in the database. We are having some keywords in the SQL for DDL. There are some specific keywords that are used in the SQL to define the table. DDL is all about to define the table, how the table looks, what are the different type of rows and columns in the table, what should be the name of the table, and what should be the name of the column and attributes in the table. So to create a database instance, we use a create command. To alter the structure of the database, we use alter. To drop the database instance, meaning is to delete the particular table from the database, we use drop command. And to delete tables in the database instance, we use truncate. And to rename a table, we use rename. And the last is drop. To drop objects from the database, such as tables, we use drop command. And all these commands either define or update the database schema. That's why they come under data definition language. Second is data manipulation language. Data manipulation language is used for accessing and manipulating the data in the database. Now we are having a table that is defined by using the DDL command. Now we will add or delete or rename or restore the data in the particular table. For executing any of the DML or DCL or TCL command, we should have to execute the commands of DDL. Following are the database the operations that are used in the DML. First is select. The select command is used to select or read the records from the table. Insert command is used to insert or put the new values in the table. Update command is used to update the data that is already present in the table. And the delete command is used to delete the particular data from the table. A simple meaning is that we can only use these operations when our table is already defined in the database manager. If we do not have the table defined, then these operations will not be used. So to use these commands, we have to define a table by using the DDL commands that are created. Now next is DCL. DCL is a data control language. The DCL is used for granting and revoking user access on database. Meaning, I want a table to be accessed only by one person, then I will grant the permission to that only person. That's where the DCL command is used. In practical, data definition language, data manipulation language, and data control languages are not separate language, rather than they are part of single database language such as SQL. So when we write a command in the SQL compiler, we will not mention it as it is a DDL command or it is a DML command. We just write the complete syntax that comes under the SQL language. Now we are having one more type of language, that is transaction control language. So transaction control language is used in DML commands that are either performed or rolled back using ETL. So there are two commands: commit, that is used to process the changes made by DML command in the database, and the rollback, that is used to roll back the changes made to the database. These are generally used with the time constraint. Now, one by one, we will discuss about all the DDL, DML, DTL commands. So, from today, we are going to start with the DDL statement. So, in the DDL, that is data definition language, we will only focus on the creation of the table, how the table will be created. So, it aims to understand and implement data definition language statements. The objective is to understand the various aspects of DDL language, commands like creating a table with or without constraints, understanding data types, altering the structure of the table like adding attributes at later stage, modifying size of attributes, or adding constraint to the attribute. Removing the table created, that is drop the table in SQL. So first we are having the create table. By using this command, we will create a table. The actual syntax, the actual structure of the table will be created in the database. So create table is used to create a table in the SQL. The table comprises of rows and columns. So while creating table, we need to provide all the information to the SQL about the name of the table, type of the table to be stored in the column, size of the data, constraints if any, etc. So the syntax that we are going to use to create a table in the DBMS is we need to write the create table, then the table name. Create table is the keyword that is always fixed. Now in the angular brackets or after writing the create table, we need to write the name of the table that we are going to create. Suppose we are going to deal with the data of students, then I am going to write here student as the table name. In the starting and closing brackets, we need to define all the columns. The particular column should have its data type, its size, is it a primary key or not, or it should be null or not. All these details we need to provide in the table while creating the table. So first here the name of the column will be written. After that, we need to specify the type of the column. After that, there will be the size of the column, whatever will be the particular size of that column. Then is it a primary key or not, or it will be null or not. Similarly, all the columns will be defined according to the table. According to the ER diagram, actually we always draw ER diagram before creating a database in the actual memory. So by looking at the ER diagram, we can classify how many columns will be there, what would be the type of the data type of the particular column, what would be the name of the column and size of the column. All these information will be gathered from the ER diagram. So always close the closing bracket with the semicolon. Semicolon is the terminator. So now looking at the description of the above syntax, table name is the name of the table. Column 1 is the first name of the first column, and data type is the type of data that we want to store in the particular column. For example, for numeric data, we use size. The size of the data we can store in a particular column. For example, I want to store the data in the column as a number. Then I write the data type as number and the size as 10. Meaning that particular column would be having the maximum size of 10 digits. Second, now moving to the next command in the DDL, the next command is alter table. So alter table is used to add, delete or modify the columns in an existing table. Always remember, while dealing with the alter table command, we should have already created table in the database. So SQL alter table command is used to add, delete or modify column in an existing table. You can also use the alter table command to drop and various constraint on an existing table. So the syntax for the alter table is, suppose I want to add a new column in the table, then I need to write the alter table, my keyword. After that, the table name that is already existing in the computer. Then I need to write the add is my keyword. Then I need to specify the complete details of the new column that I am going to add in my existing table. Then I need to write the new column name, then the new data type and the new size. This new refers to the new column that I am going to add in my table. After that, you can specify uh, as many as column you want to add in your table. I'm specifying only one here. After that, you need to close the bracket with a semicolon. This will work as this will create or add one new column in your existing table. Second type is we can modify a particular column. I'm having the middle name and I want the middle name to be renamed as the last name. Then I can use the modify column. Uh, then I can use the alter table. It is used to modify the existing column defined in a table. Multiple column definitions can also be used at once. The basic syntax of alter table command to change the data type and size of the column in a table is as follows. So we write the alter table, then alter table name, and we specify the column that is going to be changed, the column name that is going to be changed, and specify all the details related to that particular column. Then the third one is drop the column, meaning I want to delete a particular column from the existing table. Then I use the drop command. The drop column is used to drop a column in a table, meaning it will delete the particular column from an existing table. All the data related to that particular column will also be deleted from the database. The user can use this command to delete the unwanted column from the table. The basic syntax of the alter table command to drop column in an existing table is as follows. Alter table is my keyword. Then I need to write the name of the existing table. Then drop column is my keyword and write the name of the columns that I am going to delete. And the last command that is in the DDL is drop table. Drop table is used to delete a particular table from the from your database, meaning all the data, all the constraints of that particular table, all the data in that table will be deleted from the database. So while using the drop table, always remember the complete data of that particular table will also be deleted from the table. Once the table is deleted, then all the information available in the table will also be lost forever. So the syntax for the drop table is simple. We need to write the command drop table and the name of that particular table that I want to delete from the database. After that, we need to put a semicolon to end the command. So these are the basic commands that are used in DDL to create a table. So DDL is all about to create a table. DDL is all about to create a table with all the structures, columns, and how the table is going to store the data in the table. So always when a table is created, the structure will not be visible in the output until and unless we will enter some data in the table. So when we execute the commands of the DDL, or we use the commands of DDL, there will not be any output on the output screen. For getting an output on the output screen, we need to enter some data in the table. So to enter the data in the table, we use the data manipulation language that we will discuss in the next class. Thank you.